All right, so this bit, we're in the courtyard. This is the bit that's gonna go on Airbnb soon. And I need to strum it in here, weed kill it, and pressure wash it. One of the things on my list of things to do. But right now, what I'm gonna do is, this is a 12 or 1500 litre fuel tank. And I'm gonna angle grind this, which is cast iron. So I put this big bit of metal up. I don't know if it's genius or stupid. I didn't want any sparks, basically, to hit this oil tank and it just to set fire to everything. So here's the pump, obviously. This bit's just been, I just go straight down, and that's the handle that would have gone on it. But obviously, can't keep it here because the brick wall's in the way, and so is the oil tank. And then down here is where it's been filled in with concrete, and there's these carbon like wires in there for some reason. But if I tap, that, I don't know if you can come up on video, but that's definitely hollow here. Whereas that's, I think the concrete is probably only to about here or so. So my plan is to use the angle grinder to start with and cut quite low around here. Try not to set fire to the oil tank because that wouldn't be good. And then putting a rope or a bit of string with a bit of weight on, seeing how deep it is, and then testing the water to make sure it's good quality. And then once that's done, I'll just put temporarily like a little manhole cover on top of that until I'm ready to do the next step. And then I guess I'll take out a couple of bricks from here and do some kind of like PVC piping that goes through that way or through this way. At the moment, I'm thinking of doing like a 2-to-1 PVC thing. So basically I need to, from what I worked out so far, I need to find a way of priming it to get the air out of it, to make sure it's airtight, and then I can relocate it pretty much anywhere. But if I want to move it, say 10 or 20, 30 meters away, a hand pump's gonna take quite a long time and be a lot of effort. But then I'd need to have a petrol or an electric one or a jet one. But yeah, I think I'm only just gonna do it on the other side of this wall up here. That way I can have a 2-to-1, so I can turn it off like with the IBC tanks. So if I want to do a bulk water filling, so for filling up an IBC tank or a water bowser, I can use the electric or petrol pumps, whatever I decide to go with. And for just watering and gardening and chickens and stuff like that, I can use the hand pump and get out into a watering can. So yeah, I don't really know what to expect on this. What I'm really hoping it isn't going to be the case. I really hope that when I cut this bit, there isn't just another load of concrete going all the way down. Otherwise, I've just ruined a feature for nothing. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping though, is that it's not going to be any concrete down there, and I can just drop a weighted string or rope straight down and then get water straight away. I don't think I've got the right tool for the job. So this is how far the first blade's got in. It seems pretty solid so far. So I'll try another blade and see where I get to. But yeah, it's a lot harder than angle grinding through like a fence or padlock. Okay, so I was just hitting it then with a screwdriver and a hammer. And good news, you can see through it, so it's not concreted up at this level, which is excellent. But it is taking a lot harder and longer than I thought, so I'll speed this bit up. I don't know yet how I'm gonna angle grind around the side this far. This isn't going to plan. Luckily, I got loads more discs. Well, I learnt something new today. I'm gonna sound like an idiot, but you can cut that way really easily because of the way the angle grinder wants to go. So it pulls it that way. But when I was going the other way, I guess it was spinning clockwise. So it was breaking the blades much quicker. So I need to go this way around. It really isn't that helpful when there's a brick wall on both sides. But yeah, we'll see. I'll probably look back on that in a few years' time and think I'm such an idiot. I feel like an idiot now. So I'm going to take this out and see if I can get rid of it. Here we go. Oh my god, it's heavy. This is so heavy. Oh my god. That's weigh like 70 kilos. Right. I'll lay this down. How deep did this go up? Pretty deep. I'll put it around here so you can see me. So it looks like down here, it's really heavy. So here, it looks like they just stuffed a ton of chicken wire. Like, you know, that kind of meshy stuff you get. I guess that's how they got the concrete to sit on it. Then that kind of makes me wonder, I'm pretty sure chicken wire isn't that old. So if this has been blocked up in the last 30 or 40 years, I wonder why. Like, I don't get, if it's producing water and the water's good quality, why do you build a brick wall right next to it? And if the brick wall is old, why do you put an oil tank right next to it and then just concrete it up? That makes no sense to me. Yeah, this is the old hand pump back there. That's my oil stick. See the oil, get out of the way. And this is why I couldn't get through to it. Look how thick that is. So thick. I'm gonna spit down it, see if I can see anything. Right. That's very anticlimactic. There's no water in there at the moment. Right. I need to get a better torch or something really down there. Right, yeah, it's bone dry down there. Right, let's see how deep it is. I don't think it's that deep. Okay, so it is 1.30 meters. And it's got wet mud down there. Just checking it wasn't something else. Yeah, it's definitely wet down there. Try again, see if I can bring something up. Which is a good sign, I guess. So I wanted. I wonder if it's because it hasn't rained in ages and there's like a drought, so the water's not there. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. So I guess what I could do, considering it's completely bone dry down there, is measure it to see how deep it is and see if I can work out what kind of well it would be if it's only, say, I don't know, maybe 3 meters deep. Because I thought they're meant to be 7 to 14 meters deep. Unless it goes around the corner somewhere. Maybe what I need to do is get something on top, make it airtight, and perhaps when you pump it, then the water comes up to that level. But I kind of just thought that if I saw the bottom, there'd be water in it. But yeah, we'll see. I'll clean up all this mess now before Jess has a go at me for ruining things. So I got it off. It was an absolute lump. They've put chicken wire up the inside. So I guess that's how they set the concrete. But that's really heavy. That must be like 70 kilos, something like that. You can see how long it took to get through this. But it's only, you can see the bottom there. It's only 1 meter 20 or 1 meter 30 down. And it's got mud down there, but it's like, it is kind of wet. So I guess, I don't know if it's dry because it hasn't rained in ages, but I guess what I need to do is get something on this bit. I'll file it down so it's not so sharp. Get something on this bit and then see if I can suck anything up. So yeah, that's the pipe, and you can see obviously the water in there. I don't want to drop my phone in there, but you can see the water in there still. But when I've gone down with this, I can feel all around the outside. But just close my mouth. So all around the outside, I can't feel any hole. But bang center in the middle of this diameter, it seems like 1 or 2 inches up is almost, I can only feel it through this rod, but it feels like it's a water stopcock, like a tap or something. There's something sitting up an inch or 2 higher. But that sounds pretty hollow to me. If I'm hitting the bottom of it, but yeah, in the middle, something sticks up a bit higher, like 1 inch higher maybe than the rest of it. I have no idea what it is. But yeah, this is just, it's hollow. And it doesn't sound like it's cement. It sounds like it's the piping. Yeah, no idea what to do with this depth. Yeah, for now a bit stuck. I think I'm gonna get a plug that goes in here. That'll keep it nice and airtight and protect animals or anything falling down there for the meantime. I flattened this out a bit with a hammer. That was quite easy, so that's a bit straighter. Admittedly, on hindsight, I probably cut this down too low. I could always remove some of these bricks and get it a bit higher. But yeah, I put the airtight bung in, then put the hose pipe into it, into a mechanical bilge pump, I think, or an electric pump, and then try and get some water out of it. And if that doesn't work, then I guess I can get a drain rod, something like this, with a chisel tip and try and go through it. Or I've only found 1 meter long masonry drill bits, so if I can get an extension to my drill, then perhaps I can drill some holes further down there. And then if the water goes down, disappears, or there's a rush of air, or more water starts filling up, then that's ideal, what I want. But from the research I did, no drains at all are only 1 meter 20, 1 meter 30 like this. So I don't know what to do next, basically. So yeah, see, next morning, I did some research on this yesterday, last night, and I kind of know a bit more about what to do with this, but I'm still a bit stumped. At the moment, I just put a yellow bucket over the drain pipes and animals went down there, or rainwater or anything like that. Not that really rainwater would matter going into a well, I suppose. But yeah, when I looked at it yesterday, I thought maybe there was a chance, can't point it, that it came down and then angled off. So maybe say the water spring was over this way. I couldn't see it, but I didn't know if it was straight down and around, because when I was putting a rod in, I was hitting something. But I poured some water in there last night, and I thought if I saw any bubbles, that would show there's air in there. If the water disappeared, then it was obviously maybe a different pipe it's going out to. But nothing happened. Like nothing happened to the water. No air bubbles. Didn't drain. It's still in there now the next day. So I think there's no side pipes. I don't think it goes anywhere like that. I think it just goes straight down. And what I think it might be is, I think it might be the foot slave of the old pump, or I think they might have capped it somehow, if it's cement or metal. It sounds like when I hit it, it's a metal plate. But I don't understand why it'd be blocked off down there that deep, because it's like 1 meter 20, 1 meter 30 down there. So one option was, I'm going to get a 4-inch internal mechanical drain test plug thing, which basically sits inside that hole, and then I twist it and it makes it airtight, and then it's got like a 1/2-inch bit on top of it where I can stick a hose pipe onto it and then put that into a mechanical bilge pump or a hand pump, something like that, and I can try and pump water out of it and see if I get anything. So where it stops is 1 meter 20. I don't know how much further the water is. I don't know if it's 15 or 20 meters down, or just straight below that 1 meter 20. That's where the water is. I don't think I'm going to get anything up there, because it looks bone dry in there, apart from that wet mud that was in there. The other option is to drill through it. So I can either try and find a long masonry drill bit, one that's say 1 meter long, or one needs to be longer than that, like 1 meter 50 or something, so I can drill through it, and hopefully then the water would go down, maybe like a rush of air will come up, and then the water will start dripping through, and then I can put the plug on top, vacuum test it, pump it with the bilge pump or an electric pump, and try and get water out, and then I can sample it and send it off to like a lab or something to get tested. And then if that is the case, I guess I can just drill through the rest of the cap and put a proper fitting on top of it.